The world's longest running prank show is back. Just for laughs, gags.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS.
I'm Sophia Murphy at the Capitol in Lansing, only on WZMQ 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, the former treasurer of Ford River Township is facing multiple charges for embezzlement. We'll hear from township officials following his arraignment earlier today. Plus, FEMA is attempting to dispel misinformation over their handling of hurricanes Helene and Milton, and concern over the low population of deer in the Upper Peninsula, how wolves may be the cause. Your 19 News at 6 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ.
Skies will be partly cloudy, mostly clear as we go through tonight. A chilly one, many of you dropping down into the 30s. There'll be some frosty conditions along with some areas of fog as the winds stay light and variable out of the south. And you can see close to freezing for temperatures along the Wisconsin border, and lows, again, a lot of 30s, even mid-40s out toward Eagle Harbor. The rest of the forecast coming up later in the show. Kevin?
Thanks, Tom. And developing now, today the former treasurer of the Ford River Township Volunteer Fire Department was arraigned on a felony embezzlement charge. Todd Holland is being charged with embezzling between $50,000 and $100,000. The fire chief says Holland took $70,000 of fundraising money when the department tried to purchase a large volume water pump to fill its trucks. The check didn't clear, and the chief realized the funds were missing.
Over the years, our guys have worked really hard doing special events, fundraisers, pancake breakfasts, raffles to raise money. So obviously, we would really appreciate to get that money back because we look forward to that money. But at the same time, there should be justice taken as far as, the crimes that were, committed.
For the last 40 years, a resolution put fire department money in its own bank account with no oversight by the township board. The board rescinded that resolution in August, putting fire department fundraising under the township treasurer's management.
All future monies would now be under my purview in order to be protected by bond insurance and managed just like the rest of our funds, reported to the board, reviewed, checking account statements reviewed, etc.
Holland's felony embezzlement charge is punishable by up to 15 years in prison, a $25,000 fine, or 3 times the amount embezzled. His preliminary examination is scheduled for October 24th. The Iron Mountain Police Department is detailing charges following a shooting incident on North Milwaukee Street last month. On September 20th, police were called for a barricaded suspect, later identified as Brenda St. Germain. Armed with a handgun in her basement, she fired 2 shots towards the officers. She was taken into custody using less than lethal beanbag rounds. St. Germain was arraigned on Monday and is facing multiple felonies. 1 count of discharging a firearm in or at a building, 3 counts of assault with a dangerous weapon, 1 count of felony firearms, and 3 counts of assaulting, resisting, or obstructing police officers. Her bond was set at $100,000. FEMA is battling a couple of different battles, recovering from Hurricane Helene, bracing for Hurricane Milton, and fighting disinformation. The agency is trying to debunk some of the claims they say could impact relief efforts. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp reports.
This is an emergency message from Hillsborough County government.
Many Florida residents are getting phone calls like this one from local officials warning them ahead of Hurricane Milton.
Expect Milton impact soon. Find shelter.
As local, state, and federal officials continue to provide the latest information on Hurricane Milton, FEMA is also battling rumors, conspiracy theories, and disinformation about the relief efforts.
We're still seeing some misinformation out there.
The Homeland Security Secretary says these rumors, conspiracy theories, and disinformation not only impacts relief efforts, but it also could disencourage people from getting the assistance that they need from some of these agencies. So as a way to combat this, FEMA has set up their own Hurricane Rumor Response website as a way to debunk some of these false claims about the disaster relief work, as well as the disaster relief funding, including claims that the agency has run out of money. FEMA says they have enough money right now for immediate response and recovery needs, but some Republicans are sharply criticizing the agency.
The money was there. and asking the American people, no, you're going to have to put more money in, more money in. My thing is, look, you were given those dollars through the Congress. They were allotted to the, you chose not to spend them the right way. These agencies are being mismanaged.
Last month, Congress approved a measure for the agency to tap $20 billion for its disaster relief fund. Some say funding for the Small Business Administration, which gives loans to businesses and homeowners to rebuild after disasters, needs more funding.
$1 billion was stolen from FEMA to use it for illegal migrants, many of whom are criminals, to come into our country. And FEMA's now busted. They don't have any money.
FEMA says no money is being diverted from disaster response needs. In Washington, Rachel Knapp, WZMQ 19 News.
CBS Mornings will have extended coverage of Hurricane Milton tomorrow morning from 9 to 10 a.m. Eastern Time. You can watch that right here on WZMQ. The Michigan DNR's Eastern and Western UP Citizens Advisory Councils held a joint meeting today in Marquette Township. On the agenda were issues such as the dwindling deer population, the effect wolves have on that population, and a report on the number of moose in the UP. The meeting was an opportunity for the public to ask questions of DNR officials and express concerns they may have about the fragile ecosystem up in the UP. One issue that has gained attention is the declining deer population. Brian Reynolds of the Whitetail Deer Association says the number of deer in the wild is of concern.
The deer population, you want to raise it to what we would consider a stable level. Right now, we're one bad winter away from being in a disaster, I think, because we've lost so many deer already to winter and predation and other factors.
Also discussed at the meeting were issues surrounding fishing and efforts to rebuild deer habitat, allowing for a healthier population. Senator Debbie Stabenow talked with United Auto Workers in Lansing this morning, discussing the Harris-Walsh plan to bring more jobs and manufacturing to the U.S. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy has more on those conversations and how some UAW members have spoken out against the union's endorsement.
As we close in on Election Day, United Auto Workers are speaking up about who they believe will best support future EV projects. Senator Debbie Stabenow and Lansing UAW leaders say Vice President Kamala Harris is the candidate who will move the country forward.
We are at a pivotal point in terms of our economy and bringing back manufacturing and having Michigan lead the future.
But some UAW members say former President Donald Trump is the one with a record of supporting workers.
He's already done it.
Brian Panebecker is a retired UAW member and the creator of Auto Workers for Trump, a Facebook group with nearly 2,000 members. He says Harris doesn't have the experience Trump does when it comes to negotiation and the energy policy that's shaping EV and manufacturing industries.
Auto workers are going to vote for Donald Trump. Teamsters are going to vote for Donald Trump. The Republicans are the party of the working men and women of this country.
But the president of UAW Local 602 in Lansing says it was Trump who failed to support workers and allowed Michigan plants to close.
In 2019, while we were on strike for 40 days, the President of the United States had an opportunity to support us or not support us. And the President of the United States at the time did not support us. Kamala Harris did.
Senator Stabenow also highlighted the recent investments into an Upper Peninsula project mining the critical materials needed for EV batteries, saying the jobs and economic growth from that project and others would be at stake under another Trump presidency.
This election is going to decide whether or not we are going forward or backwards.
From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
Your first warning weather forecast is coming up after the break. Plus, what's up with Megan? Megan O'Connor is feeling a little spooky right now. She'll tell you why. And later, we'll have the latest on the presidential race as the candidates focus on battleground states. We'll be right back after this.
John's Auto has been voted the #1 dealer to buy pre-owned vehicle for longer than I've been alive. If you're looking for a vehicle, or if you're looking for someone to help with your current car, or if you need to get yours looking like new again, come see us at John's Auto Sales and Service, Marquette.
CBS Tonight.
Drivers ready!
The realest night of television climbs to new heights.
Your challenge is to reach the summit.
We have to climb a freaking mountain.
TV's most strategic reality competitions come to Wednesday.
That's how you do it right there!
They believe I'm in with them.
Do you want to get the knife out of my back? That's a win-win for me.
I love this!
Survivor on the Summit. New CBS Tonight, starting at 8/7 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
In Michigan, we know what a functioning border looks like, but no one's proud of what's happening at our southern border, and everyone in Washington's to blame. I'm Alyssa Slotkin. I've spent my life protecting the homeland. That's why I've introduced more border security legislation than any congressman from Michigan, including a new law giving the Border Patrol more resources to crack down on cartels, because it's their fentanyl poisoning our communities. I approve this message because every country deserves to know who and what is coming across its borders.
Is your parents' car sounding funny? Do you hear any clunks, rattles, squeaks, or leaks? Tell them to call John's Auto Service Department for fast, friendly, and affordable service. Come see us at John's Auto Sales and Service, Marquette.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Shunk Furniture.
The Shunk's factory authorized custom order sale. With delivery times getting back to normal, it's a great time to have it your way, get a sale price, and get 12 months to pay. Choose from hundreds of sofas, love seats, chairs, and sectionals. All the latest styles are here. Over 3,000 fabrics and leathers to pick from. Sectionals, 50 different styles to choose from, and hundreds of configurations to fit your room. It's Shunk's factory authorized custom order sale. Shop Shunk Furniture at Marquette today.
Now, WZMQ TV19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Tom DeVecchio.
Our headline showing a good chance we'll see some frost and some fog for tonight, so watch for that as you plan your travels into early tomorrow morning. And will be milder but dry. The mild air starting to come in on Thursday, and will continue into Friday, and then we'll back to the chill for the weekend. Probably salvage a dry Saturday, but Sunday is looking chilly. Very October-like, and a good chance we'll see some precipitation. Powerful Hurricane Milton will make its way toward Tampa, probably making landfall here officially after midnight, but they're going to feel it really. In fact, they're already feeling it now this evening, and will continue to feel it as it moves across the panhandle, or it moves across rather the Florida Peninsula, coming out the other side by Thursday afternoon. It looks like it'll hold its integrity. Look at the storm surge here. We're looking up to 12 feet near Tampa, Fort Myers as well, and potentially greater than that in between Tampa and Fort Myers. And even on the east side, storm surge up to 6 feet, including Daytona Beach out toward Jacksonville. Rainfall amounts really Tampa and into Daytona Beach. Look at that, 12 to 15 inches possible in Daytona Beach, St. Augustine as well. In between, of course, Orlando and Disney World will get hit pretty hard as well. As we head on toward our futurecast here, back to the Upper Peninsula, where we're expecting relatively clear skies tonight. Areas of fog possible here into the early morning hours on Thursday, keeping things chilly and fairly tranquil. Notice the clouds very high and not amounting to much. Winds will shift light out of the south for tomorrow, and that's why we think we'll still or start to see an increase in temperatures. Now, a lot of high clouds that we call overrunning clouds on Friday, making temperatures a little tricky. Maybe we'll get to 70, but at least we will get well into the 60s. And for tonight, temperatures along the Wisconsin border, there we could see best chance of some frost. Marquette, downtown along the shoreline, 40, a lot of 30s as you head just away from the city itself. Newberry down to 35, Sault Ste. Marie also lows in the mid-30s, and not a bad one for tomorrow. Looking at mid-60s, mid to upper 60s overall. Might even hit 70 out toward Ironwood. And for Friday itself, we are also looking at the potential to get close to 70 degrees. More clouds around there. Saturday, breezy, and there is a chance of a few showers. They'll be widely scattered. Chilly day, mid-50s, and then, oh boy, the chill really kicks in Sunday into Monday with some showery periods. That trend could even continue into Tuesday. You can see a 3-day stretch where I don't think we'll see 50 degrees here in Marquette, back in the mid-50s as we head toward Wednesday.
Thanks, Tom. The Fresh Coast Film Festival is right around the corner. Bugsy Saylor joins us after the break to talk about what we can expect. That conversation's coming up on Insights when we come back.
These are the stories
1, 2, 3, go!
Of we, the people.
We're trying to generate our own hope.
It's a huge deal.
I'm enabling them to feel valued.
Eye on America. Weeknights on the CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell.
Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024, the Audion Atom 2 series offers superior sound quality and functionality for a fraction of the price. For just $189 a pair, the Atom 2 features 4 different hearing modes for all types of hearing loss. It packs crystal clear sound, a nearly invisible design, and is even rechargeable.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids. They're so comfortable, I forget I'm wearing them. And the sound is amazing.
The Atom Pro 2 is our smallest hearing aid yet, featuring advanced background noise cancellation, and is the world's first hearing aid with built-in UV cleaning that kills 99% of bacteria.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed without seeing a doctor or having a hearing test.
Join over 500,000 happy customers today and get the hearing you deserve.
Call 1-800-432-0531 or go to audionhearing.com to get your pair of Audion hearing aids starting at just $189.
Kamala Harris pushed the far-left Green New Deal. That means huge new taxes, increased utility bills, and banning gas cars.
That's why I am committed to passing a Green New Deal and finally putting an end to fracking once and for all.
Mama Kamala just don't give a frack.
Kamala's fracking ban would kill jobs and raise gas prices. Kamala doesn't give a frack about you. Only President Trump will bring back Trump's strong economy.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Celebrate 111 years of savings at Kirkish Furniture's anniversary sale. GE stainless steel refrigerator anniversary price $1,399, or this Whirlpool 30-inch gas range just $499. Free local delivery and special financing available. Stop in and register for prizes.
You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local, with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. Next weekend, the Fresh Coast Film Festival returns to the Marquette area. 85 documentary-style films will be featured, celebrating the outdoors and the spirit of the Great Lakes and Upper Midwest. Joining us tonight is the co-founder, Bugsy Saylor. Bugsy, good to see you again.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Well, tell us about this film festival coming up.
Yes, we're 1 week out from our 8th Fresh Coast Film Festival. So the committee, I'm actually missing a board meeting right now to be here and tell the people about it. So we're thick in the planning of it, but we're really excited to bring the festival back to Marquette. And some new changes this year, especially with venues, but ticket sales are available. All the schedule and films are selected, and we're ready to go 1 week out.
Excellent. And our viewers may know that I'm coming from the Alpena area, where they have a film festival of their own. So what's special about this one?
Well, we say we're a documentary film festival, and at least 50% is our films directly tied to the Great Lakes region, but we do like to sprinkle in some films from coast to coast, as well as some international films. But really everything is about any way that you can experience the outdoors. So adventure, conservation, there's high energy films, emotional films, films about the environment, and I have no doubt that there are films that will speak to everybody.
Sure, and can you tell us about the schedule that will be happening or surrounding all these films?
Yeah, we operate Thursday through Sunday, so this is October 17th to 20th this year. Thursday night we do a free opening for the public, so that's Fresh Coast free at Lower Harbor and Marquette. Food trucks are there. We have a couple booths set up to display some things, and then we highlight a few films, give out a few awards for our grants. And then we're all day Friday, Saturday, and most of Sunday, all walking distance from downtown Marquette.
Excellent. And so who is putting these documentaries together?
It's everything from novice or first-time filmmakers to longtime veterans and professionals. So we have everything from, we've had films as short as 30 seconds in the past, and then we'll have feature-length films as well. So mostly you choose a block of films to go to, and that'll have anywhere from 3 to 7 films or maybe a feature-length film. So there's a lot of variety, and we tell people it is a choose-your-own adventure festival. There is too much content to take it all in, so we encourage people to really look over the schedule of the films and plan out their weekend as much as they can.
Sure, and how has this festival been taken in by the public in the past, would you say?
Yeah, we're so grateful. We have an awesome backing from our community partners, our volunteers. We've been working with both Ordoc Brewing Company and BlackRock since year one, and happy to be back at those establishments. We're also at Peter White Public Library. We'll be at the Honorable Distillery for the first time this year. And then we do our evening programming at Lower Harbor. And then for the first time, a big change will be our headquarters will be at the Marquette Commons. So we work with the Marquette DDA on that partnership, and it's a lot of different relationships from volunteers and sponsors and venues to put this whole thing on.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of work from a lot of people going into this event. So if there's anything anyone wants to find out about it, what can you tell them where to go?
Yeah, everything's at freshcoastfilm.com, and then we're Fresh Coast Film on all the social media platforms. All the ticket sales are available, so you can purchase either a day pass or weekend pass. We still have volunteer slots that need to be filled, and we're really hoping for a beautiful weekend starting the 17th, but we're really excited to bring Fresh Coast back.
For sure, absolutely. Bugsy, thanks so much for coming on with us today. Appreciate you missing that meeting as well.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Sounds good. All right, tomorrow we're joined by one of the organizers of the upcoming UP 200 Dryland Dash. That conversation only on 19 News Insights. We find out what's up with Megan after the break. Plus, we'll hear the latest on the presidential election as we approach the final stretch. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
It is about as awkward can be.
He's a bit of a clumsy player.
You were on Survivor. You fight until I snuff your torch.
Anything could happen, and it wouldn't take too much to turn the tide.
I've never really seen anything like today.
It's the very, very worst case scenario.
That ain't gonna work for me.
What's happening right now?
New Survivor tonight, 8/7 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Enjoy spectacular savings all month long at Richardson Jewelers, downtown Marquette. Come to the store to get your spooky scratch-off tickets with instant savings between 20 to 40% off. Every case and shelf is full for my trip to the largest jewelry show in the world. October is the perfect month to say boo to your boo with the gift of gold and diamonds with spectacular savings, exclusively at Richardson Jewelers, downtown Marquette.
Richardson Jewelers.
I'm supported by generations of women before me who've spent centuries fighting for our rights. But Carl Bonack is supported by radical groups that would restore the 1931 abortion ban, rolling back the clock, criminalizing abortions, taking away our rights. Bonack says he has authority over his body, but he wants the government to control ours. I guess Carl thinks women aren't worthy of the basic rights he wants for himself. Guess what, Carl? You're not worthy of our vote.
I had a brain aneurysm in the year 2000 here. No one was going to hire someone that had a disability or whatever. I went through a program here at Goodwill well over 20 years ago, and they hired me as soon as I was able to come back to work. They hire many people with disabilities and stuff and get them back into the workforce. My favorite thing I work at Marquette Goodwill is just interacting with the people. It's great atmosphere here and great people here. Goodwill treats everyone really good. It's like a second chance almost, I was going to say. It really gets you back on your feet.
Shop and donate to your local Goodwill.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's find out what's up with Megan O'Connor. And Megan, I hear you're really getting into the Halloween spirit tonight.
I am. Tonight on What's Up with Megan, we creep through one of my favorite eerie, chilling, and educational events of the year. Prepare for a spine-tingling adventure this weekend as the Marquette Maritime Museum presents Ghosts of Lighthouse Point, a unique ghost tour that highlights the maritime history of Marquette and the Great Lakes. This event will take place Thursday through Sunday, featuring family-friendly tours from 7 to 8 p.m. and an older adult audience experience from 8 to 10 p.m. Attendees will embark on a chilling journey through the lighthouse grounds, exploring tales of real-life ghosts inspired by the region's storied maritime past, including famous shipwrecks and legendary sailors of Lake Superior. The tour includes access to both floors of the lighthouse, where visitors can expect ghostly encounters and a few surprises along the way. Ticket prices are as follows: adults $15 plus one canned good, NMU students $10 plus one canned good, children 11 and under $8 plus one canned good. Proceeds will benefit the Marquette Maritime Museum and the NMU Food Pantry, which I helped start back in college, by the way, making this event a frightfully good way to give back to the community. Tickets for this haunting experience can be purchased by calling the Marquette Maritime Museum at 906-226-2006.
Right. Megan, are you a big fan of the spooky season, Halloween, all that?
I am, and I'm a super big fan of this because 1, I helped start the Enemy Food Pantry. 2, I love the Marquette Maritime Museum. And 3, my now husband helps guide the tours. So if you want a really good tour guide, you should ask for Jack.
Ask for Jack, everyone. All right. Sneak peek into what you're being for Halloween this year?
I think I'm going to be Miss America.
Miss America.
To be determined.
That sounds good. All right, Megan, what else do we have going on?
Lots going on. The 5th annual Scandia Harvest Festival and Chili Cook-Off will take place this Saturday evening at the Scandia Township Pavilion. Registration runs from 3 to 3:45 with the event starting at 4. Bring your best chili, a pie or fall dessert, and your finest pumpkin plus apples for cider making. The annual Copper Queen Ball and Fundraiser is this Saturday at 5 p.m. at the Calumet Theater. Enjoy dinner, live music, dancing while supporting the theater. Tickets are $100 and are still available at the box office. The 2024 Lake Superior Performance Rally is taking place in Marquette this Saturday as part of the American Rally Association National Championship. We will have more on that later this week. The UP 200 Dry Land Dash is this Saturday and Sunday at Negaunee Township Field starting at 9 a.m. We'll have more on those races tomorrow on Insights. And finally, Flatiron Brewing in Manistee is hosting Oktoberfest this Saturday and Sunday. Enjoy specialty beers, pretzels, pizzas, and enter the Chicken Dance-Off for prizes at 7 p.m. on both days.
Sounds great. Thanks so much as always, Megan.
Thank you.
And this week, the presidential candidates and their running mates are blitzing across battleground states. With less than 4 weeks until the election day, WZMQ 19 News Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon breaks down how and where the candidates are spending their time and how Hurricane Milton is playing a role.
More than 25 states have begun early voting with roughly 2 million ballots cast in a race that gets closer by the day. New polling from Quinnipiac University Wednesday shows former President Donald Trump now ahead in Michigan and Wisconsin. In Pennsylvania, Vice President Kamala Harris still holds a slight lead, but 2% less than she did in a similar poll last month. On Wednesday, Harris traveled to battleground Nevada after wrapping up a so-called media blitz in New York City as she made appearances on various talk shows and podcasts.
If you go 4 more years, you may never recover.
Her opponent, former President Donald Trump, traveled again to the key swing state of Pennsylvania, rallying supporters Wednesday in Scranton and Reading.
If we win Pennsylvania, we win the whole thing. It's very simple.
Overshadowing the campaign trail this week, Hurricane Milton, which is expected to devastate Florida's Gulf Coast.
Because there's nobody that's handled a hurricane or storm worse than what they're doing right now.
In recent days, Trump has attacked the administration's response to Hurricane Helene and funding for FEMA. On Wednesday, Harris said the administration is doing everything in its power to assist and protect those in harm's way.
President Biden and I and our administration will continue to do everything we can to protect the people who have been in the path of this storm.
Reporting in Washington, Brendan Scanlon, WZMQ 19 News.
We'll have a final look at weather for you when we come back.
100 Republicans who worked in national security for Presidents Reagan, both Bushes, and for President Trump, now endorsing Harris for president.
She came up as a prosecutor, an attorney general, into the Senate. She has the kind of character that's going to be necessary in the presidency.
Vice President Harris is standing in the breach at a critical moment in our nation's history. We have a shared commitment as Americans to do what's right for this country. This year, I am proudly casting my vote for Vice President Kamala Harris.
Former generals, secretaries of defense, secretaries of the Army, Navy, and Air Force, CIA directors, and National Security Council leaders under Democratic and Republican presidents, Republican members of Congress, and even former Trump administration officials agree there's only one candidate fit to lead our nation, and that's Kamala Harris.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Oh, hi. I suppose you're wondering what an A-list celebrity like me is doing in a place like this. You must know, I'm saving the world. Oh, hi, Beth. Yep, saving the world again. Did you know that 40% of all the food produced in the United States is thrown away? That means everything that went into that food, the pesticides, the water, the land, was all for nothing. Just look at this perfectly good food thrown in the trash. The pizza with extra Cheerios. These goldfish and Band-Aid tacos. And just look at this perfect trash burger. This pasta dog looks delicious.
You don't have to dumpster dive like Ed Begley Jr. to save the planet. Fight food waste by shopping smart and using what you buy before it gets trashed.
That's way better. Ooh, arugula.
Do your part and find out other world-saving tips at betterthaned.org.
Final look here at the forecast. Mostly clear here in the Marquette area. Mid-30s, probably close to the 40 right along the shores of Lake Superior with clear skies and light and variable winds. Rest of the 7-day, steady warm-up as we head toward Thursday into Friday. Mid to upper 60s for your highs each day. Friday could be overcast, making the temperatures a little tricky. Some showers Saturday, and then look at that 3-day stretch of very chilly air with a good chance of showers Sunday.